Hey, welcome back. It's been a good 2 years, as you can see. I have definitely grown myself a meaty beard. So the show goes on, everybody. I know it's been a long time, and trust me, if it's been a long time for you guys, it has been a really long 2 years for me. I just be completely honest and sort of I'm going to give you like a recap, and then I'm going to just we're going to get into some footage. I over the last 2 years, I did manage to continue the build of the VN Calais to a standard that I'm pretty happy with. It's you know it definitely stalled for some reasons, and I'll sort of talk to you about that. But the main thing is that the car is finished. It's been. I won't get into too much detail because I'll let the videos tell a story. But I did keep working, and what I did also keep doing is taking as much footage as I could. I definitely dropped the ball a little bit, I suppose, on certain stages of the build. I really could have been a bit more diligent and filming, but I just wasn't in the right frame of mind and health to keep going, to keep filming, I should say, everything that was going on. But I did get a fair bit of footage, so there is enough, for a few more episodes, and then to sort of move forward with the channel. I don't know, we'll just take it as it comes. I'd like to, so yeah. Look, last episode, the last couple episodes have just been recaps. And, the last one predominantly was me in the car talking about where we're up to. And a lot of the car had actually been finished by that stage. Things were wired up. There was a stereo installed, the shifter had been done. The engine was running. But going back to before that episode was me talking in the car while driving, sort of saying like, sorry that it had stalled, because it just had stalled. The auto elec that we had at the time was just wasn't good. He wasn't doing a good job. What he said he could do, he didn't do, and B, he was over it, man. And it's a sad fact, but he actually died like 6 months after that, which is horrible. And it's really sad that that happened. But I guess that's probably a reflection of he wasn't well. He wasn't doing well, and I think he just needed the money, and it took on the car. So we did get the car wired up in the end, and I'll get into that moving forward. But basically, so the engine build had happened. From there, we got the car back to Laz's, and then we basically start working on, installing the catch can, putting all the injectors in, the fuel rails, getting it to a point where we could start it up, and we do a full start. I've got some footage here of the very first, turnover, the ignition turnover of the motor, and how it sounds and all the excitement and all that sort of stuff. So I do have that footage. And I will show it to you next, actually. We're going to jump into that really soon. And then, we're going to move on to a bunch of other episodes. But so basically, when I had spoken to you guys last in the car when I was driving, that would have been 2 years ago now, I basically got sick. And I went and got checked out, and I got the big C. I got diagnosed with cancer, and there was a pretty big knock. It definitely took the wind out of my sails. And then I'm not going to get into what type of cancer it was, but I had surgery, and then I went and did chemotherapy, and we got over that hurdle. I beat it, and to those people who've lost family and friends in cancer, I really feel for you guys, because putting yourself in that situation, it really it shook me up, like it would shake anyone up, and it really made me rethink who I was and what I was doing. And, you know, I already served so long with the military, and, you know, then moving into civil construction after that, it was too many hours, too much work, you know, and then trying to do car builds and all these other things. I just wasn't giving things in my life the time that they needed, the more important things, which was my family. So yeah, I really stepped back from the build after a bit there. I tried to crack on, and you'll see in a couple of the episodes, and I think the wheel episode is a real testament to how friggin' sick I was. Doing the chemo really rocked me. I lost all my hair, and you'll see in the videos. You know, I'm still out there trying to get the car built, but I'm pretty crook. And as time goes on, as videos go on, I start to get hair back, and I grew a beard because I left the Army Reserve. I was just a reservist at the time, and I left the reserve, and I've decided to grow a beard. And it turns out that I can grow a beard. It's a bit wild. And yeah, I ended up getting a motorhome with the family, and we ended up traveling around Australia and doing some crazy stuff. And then I come back and then got myself grounded again, and then kicked on with the build. You know, so we got everything done, and I'm not sure where to go with this episodes and how I'm going to work it all. So I'm pretty, you know, I've got 2 years worth of footage. I spent the last 2 days collating all that and just getting all that to one folder, to one area, and I've done it. I've got all the footage, and I am starting to edit some episodes now, which is really cool. I think I've got one that's pretty much done, and that is going to be, basically, it's going to start off from when I got back from Lloyd's factory, when Lloyd closed up the factory. I was like his last build, and got the vehicle to Laz's, and then luckily, and thanks Lloyd, you know, because it could have gone 2 ways, you know. I don't want to get into too much of what happened with Lloyd's demise, we'll say, or the end of Lloyd's garage and all that sort of stuff, but I was his last build, and he probably could have walked away, and he would have owed me a lot of money, and it would have got messy and all that sort of jazz. But the guy did everything he could to get it finished, and he pretty much did. There was a few little things that he just did the best he could, like the injectors, for example. You know, I think he had like a set of 1000cc injectors, and we tried to install those, and they were just too big. And then he found a set of LS1 injectors that we ended up putting on, and they do the job. So, you know, rather than getting me the brand new injectors I should have paid for, I ended up getting secondhand injectors that have been, you know, rejetted and all that sort of stuff, and, you know, rebuilt, but still. But, you know, I was just happy that he'd come to the party, to be honest. So, yeah, this next episode, we're going to talk about, you know, we'll install a catch can from Lowe's Fabrication, put the injectors in, and then we'll just move on with some next episodes. I sort of plan to sit here and then, you know, maybe phase back after each episode and do a recap, and then talk about what's happening in the next episode. It's just been that long that it might just be easier if I sort of, you know, narrate over top of some of the footage, and then just get us there, get you guys up to speed where the car is, because it's awesome. It's so cool. It's better than I ever expected, and I can't wait to get you guys up to speed so we can start moving forward and doing some good drives and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, let's without further ado, let's jump into the next episode, and we'll take off from where we left off. We'll pick up from where we left off, I should say, from Lloyd's. The vehicle's just been delivered back to Laz's, and yeah, we're basically jumping into the build. So let's do it. Excited.
Smash it up. I remember oh, cool.
Texter. That's right.
I'm 100% the same. Do you want to do this?
No, you're right.
Then I'll do it.
You got it, mate. Much better footage. The man himself does it.
Alright, so usually you'll get, the biggest thing we're trying to do today is cover a hole that's been made by previous owners. So we've got our Low Fabrications catch can all the way from Sydney. We opted for this one because it covers that cavity just perfect and alleviates that big dirty hole in the engine bay. So usually when I put these, I get the nice and straight with the chassis rail there, because I've heard that the owner of this car has quite bad OCD. So I get it nice and lined up with the chassis rail. Make sure that there's no way that we can see that hole anymore. And I'll make a couple of marks for it too. One there. We'll go one here. And one here. Perfect. Pull it out. You're meant to use bearing blue or Persian blue for this, so don't nail me in the comments for it, but I know that that's the proper stuff. So I just put a little,
I don't think it matters really, as long as it marks it.
as long as it marks it. Around where the holes are going to be. Yeah, it will be. Cool. So now we can system. I love the system right here.
It'll wait. You can wait.
Definitely. Look at the size. Alright, so lower it down. Make sure our marks are lined up, front, back and front corner. They'll look pretty good there. Are you happy with that, Kane? That's pretty good.
Yeah. I like the use of the texture first.
Yeah, because then we can get it, and if you look there, it's within our marks all the way around. And if you look down the chassis rail, it's nice and straight to the chassis rail still.
Yeah, nice.
Perfect.
Nice.
Well,
taking off and drilling the holes, right?
Done. When I drill the hole, I drill them one size bigger with washer, so if it is slightly off, we've got a tiny bit of leak in there, and the washer will take up any crush that's on the bottom.
No worries.
So make sure that's nice and flat. Lift it off nice and straight.
1, 2, 3.
That one there,
Still see it though.
You can still see it though, yeah.
That looks like that's the back lip anyway.
Yeah.
It'd be curved the other way if it wasn't.
Yep, perfect.
Center punch.
Hang on. We're just checking it. I'll get it underneath.
Yeah.
Perfect. Alright.
So yeah, we've basically located, we've punched the holes, drilled them, and pretty much just setting it up now so it's exactly where it's going to sit, and Lloyd's underneath there just fixing it off from the bottom. Once that's all lined up, it comes up pretty well.
I'm just trying to think which way to tell you to go. Just let it go limp for a second. I'm just going to... Yeah,
Got the light under there?
No, that's fine. Go back to where it was just then. Yeah, keep going that way. Alright, that's all three in. I'm just going to get them up, fingers.
Yeah. Well, there, I'm happy for you to tighten that there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fuck, that's no adjustment too.
Go there.
Yeah,
That's good.
you go with that. You can see down here it covers that whole circle
Yeah, perfect.
perfectly. 3. Oh mate, that's tight.
Probably about 1 mil out.
Do you want me to loosen off?
No, I don't think it'll... It's pretty good, man.
Leave it there?
Yeah, it's fine.
If you do want to ever change it in the future,
Just loosen them off.
it's just these 3 bolts underneath.
Yeah. That's not too bad.
I reckon that's perfect.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Nice.
Sick.
Looks good, mate. I'm happy with that. Doesn't that catch can really just bring that engine bay right up?
Yeah, it looks great. So it's sitting in nice. All we have to do now is take out these breathers, re-tap the rocker covers, and then run the braided line with our fittings to the catch can here, and that should be pretty much it, ready to go.
Now these are even harder. There's 4 bolts behind this. Yeah, I'll take the 4 bolts out.
So about now we're basically trying to figure out whether we're going to tap thread the breather holes or we're going to use a JB weld, which we ended up doing.
V8 T5. Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, they're on top of my stuff over
Yeah.
there anyway, so.
I was doing one, near Jason Smith's house, we used to do skids up in the corner. I was doing donuts on there, my VN, and this fucking popped out and covered my whole engine bay oil. That used to be a good corner. It was fucking the best, wasn't it?
We'll take this off. We've got
We might just see if we've got a tap first, Kane. Should we take him off?
home and we second year of my apprenticeship.
We got him? Yeah.
We're gonna go get one. Gotta go get this done.
Not easy.
Are they just like press fitted in there?
Yeah, they just interference bit.
No shit. Do they have a leak? Do they have a leak from there over time
I was
sometimes?
trying to cut it before. I had a VN5 when I was 18.
Come out if you keep playing with them all the time.
Oh yeah.
I was doing fucking donuts one night. It was like a Tuesday night after work. So I'm doing donuts in the fucking middle intersection near our joint. And then, one of them popped out and covered my whole engine in oil.
Get a belt gun.
Yeah. Oh, I thought the cup was going to just burn to the ground. All oil smoke coming in the cabin.
It was 3-part tested and they've given me the wrong size, but just weld these into the sump here. There's not an extreme amount of pressure on it anyway, so they should still sit nicely. So yeah, just going to take the rocker covers off and stick them in, stick it in so I can clean it all up nicely, and it should work pretty well, and progress continues. So yeah, I basically, we didn't get much further past that. It turned out the dash lines, the dash 8 and 10 lines that we needed, we didn't have the right lengths or whatever it was, I can't remember, but basically you can see in this photo that is the finished product. It's all been plumbed in. We did use the JB weld, but we ended up changing out the rocker covers. You can see in this photo there is a new set of rocker covers on there. We went with Air Pro rocker covers, and yeah, they came up pretty good, I think. It certainly makes the engine bay pop a little bit more. So yeah, it's all said and done. Funnily enough, I had to take it all apart for engineers, but we can talk about that soon. But yeah, that's pretty much how that catch can came up, and I mean, it looks great.
Yeah, thanks for watching. That episode basically, it was pretty simple, really. You know, just the installation of the catch can. They ordered that a while ago through Low Fabrication. The guy does a fantastic job. So stay tuned. I'll jump straight on the next episode, and that'll most likely just be the finalization of the engine before it goes to the auto elect. So, you know, all the fuel rails, injectors, so on and so forth, they'll all be installed next. And yeah, so stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching.